Good evening to you. We've got areas of clouds developing along a front that's sliding through the area, but for the most part, very quiet weather at this point along that front. Ahead of it and even along it, it's hot out there. Heat advisory in effect until 7 o'clock for just about the entire area. Coffee and Anderson counties not included. It's not been quite as hot there. The combination of those temperatures and heat index not quite as high. But again, we're seeing just a few clouds building up right along that frontal boundary as it slides through the area. Currently mostly sunny, 96 degrees in Topeka, and that strong southerly wind, 17, still gusting close to 30 miles per hour. 76 and 96 the numbers for today. That heat of summer most definitely in place across the area this afternoon. It is still 97 degrees at Manhattan and Junction City, 104 at Salina, and 95 for Seneca and Holton. Again, 96 in Topeka. Forbes, as well as West Topeka, Minokan, all at about 97. Delia is at 93. Talked about the 97 at Junction City, but just down the highway at Abilene, it is 100. 97 in Riley. And low to mid 90s up north, Marysville at 93, Hiawatha and Reserve both coming in at 92 degrees. Farther south, though, it's not quite as hot. Lower 90s and even upper 80s at Burlington right now. The heat index, that's the bigger concern. From 100 at Emporia to 108 at Manhattan, 107 Junction City and Salina at 110. That's where the hottest of the weather has been, concentrated right over the area today. But there is something to look forward to in the form of a cold front. Some clouds are starting to build up along it, and it does look like there's been at least a little bit more cool air pushed behind it. There's been a round of thunderstorms that skipped across the northern plains earlier today, did a lot of wind damage in parts of South Dakota and Iowa as it moved through, but it's also pushing this cooler air down behind it. And what it's doing for us is driving this cold front in. You can see that line from northern Dickinson County to just north of Manhattan through northwestern Pottawatomie County. That's the front. No storms along it. It just shows up on radar as it's pushing southward. That humidity will gradually be pushed south as well. But look at this. Not all that humid, not muggy, just a little bit humid early tomorrow morning. And for much of the area tomorrow, a little bit more humid south, but much of the area has a long period before the humidity really builds back in. And then there's Wednesday. Wednesday, we may not start off too hot, but it certainly will get that way. High humidity builds in. Once again, the heat index will be a problem this evening from the mid 100s. Not a problem in the morning as we fall back into the 60s and low 70s, but then the heat index will range from mid 80s north to near 100 south. So the northern half of the area catching a break from the heat tomorrow. We'll start out at 73, mostly sunny with a northeast wind. Not as hot, upper 80s to around 90. I think for Topeka we'll be in the upper 80s. We're going to high of 88. Then 95 on Wednesday, breezy, muggy, heat index 105 again by Wednesday and Thursday. And then a storm chance Thursday night into Friday along another push of a cold front. That'll cool us off a little bit more with highs back into the 80s finally as we head into the weekend, a few days of a break. Lots of release going on at the Perry Lake spillway there, at least the tubes coming out of that dam as well from Vicki Allen, also from Danny Hiles, this one taken at Tuttle Creek, still trying to overcome some of those high waters. May have noticed up in the sky the moon as well as two other bright dots up there. Those were the two planets. The one closest is Venus. And that's the brighter of the two, and then the more faint one has been Jupiter.
I'm glad you mentioned it. I saw it this weekend, and I was like, I need to ask Matt what planets are around the moon.
It's bright enough that it drew your attention.
It was incredible.
If we can see it clear enough, you'll see it again this evening.
It was beautiful. All right, yeah. Thanks, Matt.